with LazerModels. Today we're going to go ahead and build the AV-1. That's one of our bigger sellers of the sci-fi line we've got. And what I've done already again is gone ahead and put all the pieces into either something that looks the same or close to. And then I have a pile of I don't knows. So the pile of I don't knows, I just go ahead and I never throw anything out. And I recommend this to you. Until that model is completely done, do not throw anything out. There's a good chance that I might have called for a small piece to be used for something, and you've now thrown it out and got to dig through the trash. So just throw it onto the bag or in the bag and just set it to the side. And then when we get done, you'll know whether you need it or not. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and follow directions one step at a time. I do design these, so sometimes I kind of get ahead of myself. So I do apologize for that. And here we go. So we're going to do step one. We're going to build the stand. So the stand's going to take two pieces. I kind of flip them around, as you noticed. I wanted the clean side to be out for the stand. It's not important, because I'll show you later when we build this that you might not want that side out. So that just goes there. Just kind of wiggle it together a little bit, set it down. The two side pieces, you can, if you want, put them this way, put our marking inside, made in the US inside. It's purely up to you. But they will only go on facing one direction. They'll go either side, but they'll only face one direction. All right, that's the stand. So now let's go to number two, and we're going to go ahead and do the solar panels and build the wing assemblies. So what we're looking for is going to be this piece, and we've got two of them. So we've got wings on each side, so you kind of set them up backwards, for it's kind of mirrored. So those two, then underneath, you've got ones. See the little notches? Those are important. So you want to line those notches up with the notches here. That's how you, when you build this, that will make your wing the right direction. So there's that. Now the solar panels, you've got this one and this one. This one and this one. Now you see what those notches are for? To line up these. Then you've got this one and this one. So now that we've got it figured out what we need, let's glue it together. So a little bit of glue. Line it up there. You want to put that inside that little notch and just kind of make it evenly all the way around. The biggest thing is you want to make sure you've got them lined up, and so after you've got them done, set them to the side. They're going to dry for a little bit. Same with this one. This side will not line up. This side lines up with the outer edges and in the middle here. So you can set that to the side. We're going to be using that piece again fairly soon. This one here. And again, make sure you line up with the notches. We'll set that to the side. All right, that finishes step number two. We're going to go to step number three. And now step three is gluing on these wing supports. You've got two different styles. You also have two notches, one notch. Distinctly designed that way where you can't put it together backwards. So what you want to do is grab the center piece, make sure they're dry. If they're not dry, then you don't want to do this step yet. but they dry fairly quick. And so you see down below, you got 2 and 1. So this one's going to go up here. Well, 2 is going to go down here. So put some glue on all of these spots. And just stick it in place. Set that to the side. Grab the next one. Same thing. A little bit of glue there. Now, this and the next step, so this is step 3, step 4, you want to do pretty much together. Because that'll help kind of square these up a little bit. It's been a while since I built this one, so I was looking on when the centerpiece goes in, but it goes in later. So, now that these are here, you got the piece with the notch here. It's going to line up there, so a little bit of glue there, and just put it on. Line up the back edge. Don't push it forward because you're going to bend that in. So you want to bring it back here and just kind of use that to line up stuff. Same there. And then on the front, you got this little goofy piece. It's going to set there. Again, just put some glue on it. Don't force it backwards. Just like that, set it to the side. Alright, so we're going to go start building the body. I need this piece and these pieces. We're going to build half at a time. So we're going to build this half, then we're going to build this half. You notice there's a piece that says front, so make sure you remember the front because that comes into play when we put this window in. So everything else lines up, front. So a little bit of glue. Does not matter whether it goes this way or that way in this spot. It's just one's got to line up and this will go in the other way. So they kind of line up like that. So now we're going to glue these in place. So just put glue on those inside lips there, like that. So those are all in place. Let's flip it over. And do this side. Now remember, this now can only go in one way because there's one there. So you can put that one there. And I always do them the same way. That way it just, you don't have to think. And then glue these again together. Alright, now you got this little guy put together. Next step you're going to do is you're going to glue on the front window and the rear engine area. Remember, one of these was marked front, so you want to look for that, and it happens to be this side. And the reason why it's critical is when these pieces go on, it forces the wing to face the correct direction. So if you put this on the wrong end, it's backwards. Trust me, I've done it. That's why I went back and went to the drawing board and redesigned it. So again, this is front. So we just want to put glue on these little tabs. And then this just sets inside those. Again, we're going just on those inside tabs. It's not a lot, but it's enough to force this in. There is no right way for this other than to fit in the tabs. There's no right turn to it or whatever. So that finishes step 8. Go to step 9. I tell everybody to put this in. This is the little hanger for if you want to hang it. You have to put it in at this time because it sets in one of these pieces. The reason why I say to put it in is down the road, if you decide you want to hang it, you don't have the piece anymore to be able to lock in. Once you put it in, if you don't want to look at it on the stand, you just flip it over. So it's hidden. So let's slide that in place. There is no glue needed for this. It just sits there. And then we're going to go ahead and start gluing in the pieces. Now, you can choose either to have it done like this, which has a nice little browning to it, or you can flip it together and make it look real rough. Today, I'm going to go ahead and leave it just the way the laser cuts it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all the way around. Oh, we'll get that in a second. And then on these flat lips. There we go. Put that back in the middle. And I'm just going to set those on like that. And again, just glue around. And the reason I do all of this at once is it's not going to dry. These are easy pieces to put together. Now go ahead and put glue down the sides. Okay, you got and one slides on. And again, there is no right side, wrong side. You just, once you get started, if you pick one pattern you want to use, I would say just stick with that. So now the sides are on. So that is step number 10. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue with this. We're going to build the wing area. So using these pieces here. You look at the directions, it's going to tell you, you start with number 1 here and you work out. These are numbered. I like to put the number inward because that way the next one, there's no chance of seeing the number and you're not really going to see that. So what I do is I just get a handful of these. Alright, now, again, you want to look at the front. On the directions, it shows the direction of front. There's a little arrow, number sign, and an arrow that way, okay? So that means the number goes on this side, okay? So just keep putting the numbers on. And now you see why I put glue on a handful of these. You just slide them in place. I just kind of push them down. A little bit of glue might ooze out. That's all right. It's wood glue. It's water soluble. When you're done, it just peels off your fingers. Now, when we go and continue this, 9, 10, 11, and then there's an E. This piece is an extra piece. Leave it to the side right now. We don't know if we need it yet. So let's glue. 10, 11. Okay. The reason you have an extra piece is this wood comes in different thicknesses. And this slot here is only so deep. So if you need to absorb 2 pieces of wood, you've got to absorb this piece, and you want to have enough sticking out for this piece to hook into it. So in this case, in this particular model, we do not need this piece. So we're going to throw it to the side. So what we want to do now is we want to flip it over this way. Do not spin it for the front's facing you. Leave the front away from you. Spin it this way. Bring these all down to you again. Might as well just take the E and throw it over there. And then just glue on all of them. Remember, the number faces that way, the thicker sides to the front. Now when we get ready to put those wings on, I'm going to have you put some extra glue around in areas, so that way if any of these little dots decide they don't want to hold well, and then just push it together. So if they don't want to hold well, what we glue on the outside will hold it together. So it's a non-issue. Okay, so at this point in time we're going to go to step 12. Step 12 is going to be putting these little pieces on. Those go along here. So again, I'll do half of these. And if you've decided to use instant glue instead of wood glue, I guarantee you these will eventually come off. They always do. I've had to build them at a show, and last minute go to the store and they don't have wood glue. I now carry glue with me. And it'll turn out that 3 shows later someone picks it up, or I'll get to the show and the piece is loose. Because the instant glue just does not last. So there's that. That's the front. Now you can just set it this way. You don't need to worry about putting glue around the window or the exhaust area, the engine area. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make it hold any better. It might if you're using that instant glue, but we recommend not using it. And when you're done, just kind of push them in. You know, be careful that you don't wobble them, because that will happen. So that's step 12. Step 13 is, these are the wing support plates. They do only go on one way. They will not go that way. They will only go on this way. Here's the thing though. You do not want the pattern facing this way. You want the pattern inside, because that's where you want to see it. The wings are going to glue onto here. So what we want to do, I said we were going to add a little extra glue. If you put glue along that bottom seam there, and stick this on there, that's going to go ahead and hold that nice and tight. And again, pattern down and in place. Next step is going to be putting these on. And once that's done, I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. So, long piece, long piece. Okay? So, again, put glue around those edges. Just line it up and just set it down. Same thing here. Again, long slot. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let it dry at this moment. So I'm going to close this glue up. I'll check back with you in a couple minutes. Then we'll go ahead and finish up putting the rest of the wings on, but let's get this dry. Okay, now that we've gone ahead and let it dry for a little bit, we're able to go ahead and put the rest of the wings on. So you got step 14. Oh, I got to fix the directions. I got 2 step 14s. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to glue this piece here. You've got 2 slots. 2 slots. The thing is though, this slot here is further away from there than this one. Again, it is created for you can only put this stuff on one way and it lines up. Okay? So let's pop that off. Let's get a little bit of glue. Let's line that up. Glue those on. This is the other one. Now if you get lucky, they won't fall off while they're drying. Otherwise, wait a little bit of time and then flip them back on. So again, you want to make sure you get them the right direction. If you guys ever have questions and stuff, you can go to our website, go to the contact page, and reach out that way. Go to Facebook. If you got our business card, then you've got my cell number. And then just reach out and talk to us. Now, if you go ahead and you set it like this, you can go ahead and put these last pieces on. You just got to be careful. What these are just pieces that are going to fill in the inside. There's no patterns on them. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. I just put a little bit of glue on. And again with this one here. You just kind of push them in. And all that's doing is it just gives that nice finished interior side. And I'm still watching which way I put these in because I want to keep the laser burnt side not as accented. All right. Now, as we mentioned before, we put the hanger on, so you can hang it if you want. Even though you put the hanger on and you don't want to use it, okay, flip it over. It doesn't change the look of it at all. And so the hanger's down below, you really don't see it. But that way if you want it, you've got it. Anyway, guys, there's your AV-1. Thanks for watching. Again, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or just on our website, and hope to see you at one of our shows. Stop by, say hi.